Hello, I'm Daryl Hauser with Advanced Media. I'm here at the Billy Graham Training Center near Asheville, North Carolina. With me right now is a gentleman who to many probably doesn't need an introduction, but nonetheless I'm going to give it to him. One of America's foremost figures and experts on today's military, General Jerry Boykin. General, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you
of course,
very much.
as always, God bless you for your service to this nation. I mean, on behalf of Advanced Media, I say that to everyone who is currently serving or has served in the United States military.
Thank you.
Well, let's say, General, just a couple of questions. I know the military certainly, there's a lot of concerns right now. Basically anything from budget cuts to military downsizing. And certainly the world logistically has changed. I mean, America has new types of enemies and new types of dangers to our security that maybe 20, 30 years ago we did not experience. How do you think the United States military should and can adapt to that to help make America and help keep Americans more secure?
The most important thing to remember is that, as Douglas MacArthur said in 1963 at West Point, the mission of our military is to fight and win the nation's wars, period. That's all. So every decision made by the Congress or by the Commander-in-Chief should be made with a view towards readiness. How does this enhance the readiness of our military to defend our nation, to fight and win wars? Unfortunately, we've had almost 8 years now of very little regard for the military readiness. So the most fundamental thing in our military is the people. You don't win wars with technology, you win wars with people. You have to have the people, the quality people, to be successful on the battlefield. So how do we adapt? We adapt by having the right people that are there because they are committed to a cause that is larger than themselves. They're not serving in the military because they want to be part of some grand social experiment. They're serving in the military because they have a transcendent cause, and that transcendent cause is the Constitution of the United States and a desire to serve their country. That's what we're losing. So how do we adapt? We adapt by getting back to a focus on the people, the right people, the quality people who are there for the right reasons and that are not there because they are activists for some grand social experiment.
And now we've seen, of course, the big scandal, sadly, with Veterans Administration. Do you see that one of the causes, perhaps, is a climate of either ingratitude or just simply a lack of gratitude for what our veterans have done, in serving our country, or is it just a big bureaucratic mess up?
It's a combination of things. Number one, John Kennedy said you'll know the character of a nation by the way it treats its veterans. So what you're seeing happening to our veterans right now is a real black mark on the character of America. We have to take care of our veterans. And you're dealing with an incredible bureaucracy called the Veterans Administration. It is one of the biggest, most non-functional bureaucracies in the American government. But secondly, you are also seeing a lack of interest and a lack of focus on the part of the administration. They don't recognize how important it is that we take care of our veterans. They don't understand that it impacts future recruiting, future retention, but it also is a moral obligation on the part of our society as a whole to take care of the veterans that have stepped forward and served this country. So you've got to get, the next Commander-in-Chief has to get a leadership in the Veterans Administration that his first consideration is always the welfare of the veterans.
Another question I have too is recently, in the last few years I should say, that certainly Christians in the military, especially perhaps chaplains and others, have made what some are calling controversial statements, statements of advancing their faith, and have come under fire for it. Seems like never than before, because it seems like the military traditionally was certainly open to all beliefs and all denominations, but always respected those beliefs. But now it seems like the Christian values are especially targeted for censorship and perhaps even discipline to those who espouse them. And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, you see the same thing happening in our American society, where the Christian faith is under attack, where people that own businesses are going out of business because they won't celebrate a same-sex marriage, for example, or where a Supreme Court, where a clerk of a court in Kentucky goes to jail because she won't sign a same-sex marriage license. This is an all-out attack on Christianity and society, and consequently, it's happening in the military. And the reason it's happening in the military is because you can't change America unless you change the military. The military is the anchor of our society, and you must change the culture of the military. If you want to drive Christianity out of the public square, you want to force Christianity to go underground, then you have to deal with the military, and that's what you see happening. What's at the base of all this? What's at the base of all this is a very dangerous trend towards Marxism. You can call it socialism, as Bernie Sanders does, but the reality is it's Marxism. And Karl Marx said, my objective is to dethrone God and to destroy capitalism. He also said, religion is the opiate of the masses. He was an atheist. And that's what you see emerging in America today.
I understand, General, you have a new book out. Its title is, please, and where can people get it?
They can go to Amazon and get my latest book, which is called The Warrior Soul.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for now. I want to thank my very special guest. Thank him again for his service, General Jerry Boykin. And as always, once again, for all you veterans, for all you active duty, military, service personnel, thank you for the service you have and continue to provide. And I'm Darrell Hauser. Until next time.